One poops.
What?
This is a fact.
Okay.
And there's even a children's book written about it. You gotta go, everybody.
True story. But you know what? Sometimes what you eat and then the stress from everyday life can make it hard to do. Irritable Bowel Syndrome, IBS.
It's a real problem.
It's tough. And if you live with it, you know it is. Here to tell us how acupuncture can help, we welcome our holistic health expert and the owner of Healing Insight, Senia Mae. Hi, Senia.
So nice to see you. Okay, so Senia, you are a digestive obsessive person.
Yes.
Now, when people come and sit down with you and they have appointments with you, are they kind of embarrassed to say, this is what's going on? Like, I'm having some tummy troubles.
They are. They're a little bit, they're a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm like, look, I talk about this all day long. It's no problem for me to talk about it.
And it's
the guys
important.
love me.
The guys love her.
I'm sure.
And 4-year-olds.
Yeah, that's right. So let's kind of talk about some of the symptoms of IBS. Why are we getting bloated? What's happening?
So with bloating, what's happening is that everything is getting stuck in your digestion, your abdomen, and things just aren't moving through very well.
Gross.
And we kind of think of your digestion as being a soup pot that's cooking over a digestive fire. And if that digestive fire is weak, it can't cook that food. It can't turn it into energy. And it sort of sits there. And then you get really uncomfortable, bloated. Then you start having all these bowel issues.
And if
it
you're
can just take off.
sensitive to particular foods or you're dealing with a lot of stress, which I always think it's so fascinating that stress impacts your digestive system, it makes it worse.
It does. Well, there's basically a whole brain in your stomach that is affected by stress, so it can really make a big difference in how everything is moving.
That pit in your stomach is a real thing.
Right. And in Chinese medicine, they've talked about this for thousands of years. There's actually a pattern for this. It's called your liver is invading your stomach. The stress is invading your digestion, and it's making you suffer. So we need to remove that stress from your gut.
Let's fix it.
All right, so acupuncture, how does that actually play in and help to relieve some of these uncomfortable symptoms?
Yeah, so with acupuncture, there are, there's more than a dozen points on the abdomen that can be used to help to adjust your digestion in different ways.
You have them on your friend here. Yes. Oh, and there she is.
There they are.
Hello.
And you know what? we never touch our bellies, right? We don't massage it. Like, we just kind of stay away. And we need to be, adjusting how our digestion is working. And acupuncture is a great way to do that.
Very interesting.
Look at, I want to hold up how tiny these little needles are because, I have a needle fear. If you see this, I mean, these are so tiny.
Are you actually putting the needles then in people's bellies?
Yes. Yep. So we'll put them in different points on the belly, and you're just lying there on a table. You're super relaxed. We've got music playing. We have a bed warmer on. And here's a great example of a sample treatment that we might do. And it's crazy because while you're lying there, you can feel your digestion move.
Things start to move around.
You can feel it change.
Do
and
people
comment on
respond
it all
positively to that? Like, wow, it's working, or does it freak them out a little bit at first? Like,
They're,
whoa, buddy.
Yeah, they're a little freaked out, right? Because we never touch our stomach, so we're like,
right.
what's happening? And I always tell them, like, you know what? If your stomach starts growling, that is a compliment to me. Just like when you belch, it's a compliment to the chef. If your belly starts gurgling, that is a good sign.
Because that means that you've gotten things moving. You're getting the energy moving in the right direction, and you're hopefully making a difference. Now, once you leave your office, there are food things that make a big deal. So diet is really important when it comes to your digestion, obviously. So food triggers, let's talk about these. What are they, and what do we need to do?
So if you have a food sensitivity, it's going to make it difficult for your body to break that food down and get it through your digestive tract. Yeah. And so that can create IBS, that can create bloating, lots of these symptoms. And there's a few really common food triggers.
Here they are, my friends.
I put a few here.
Sugar, you had to. Milk, I love milk.
Dairy, bread, wheat can be an issue. So if you're sensitive to one of these, it's going to cause issues whenever you eat it. So for me, I'm very sensitive to milk, so I cannot drink very much of it, or I get really sick, I get bloated, I get really uncomfortable.
So if you're thinking, I think I might be sensitive to some of these things.
Yeah.
What's the proper way to work an elimination diet? How long do you take it away, and when do you bring something back?
Right. Elimination diets are actually very simple, and you can make it very easy and just pick one food and test it out. So you just go off of that food for 3 weeks, just take a little break from it for a while, eat some other foods, and then you eat a lot of it for 2 days. Okay. And if you have issues in those 2 days, you're sensitive to that food and you need to take it out of your diet for a little while.
Very interesting. Okay, so you could do that you could probably do it with all three and then start to add one back in at a time and then start to see. Now, herbs and supplements can also play a role in helping to relieve some of these symptoms.
Yes.
Another option rather than just going to the drugstore and picking up whatever. So what are some of these that can make a difference?
Right, so with herbs and supplements, we can use some to help to restore balance to your digestion and rebuild it again. So for instance, we have this herbal formula here called Irritable as you can imagine. This is great for irritable bowel syndrome. It has herbs like ginseng and coptis in it that help to strengthen the digestion, help to clear out some of the stagnation that's in there. And then we can also use probiotics. So this is, probiotics are super hot right now. There's, a lot of, misconceptions about them. But in their most fundamental sense, probiotics help to restore the good bacteria in your gut. So when you have a lot of bloating or digestive issues, that bad bacteria has overtaken everything and it's creating a lot of gas and discomfort. So we want to increase the good bacteria in your gut, and that helps to kill off that bad bacteria. And so a lot of people report just by starting a probiotic, their belly gets flatter.
Next time you're here, I want you to talk all about probiotics, because I think there's so much to talk about and some good recommendations. But this was so helpful.
Thanks,
Senia, great to see you. Take $50 off your first appointment plus a complimentary phone consultation. Just use the promo code HAPPYBELLY for these details and more information on how Healing Insight can help you. Head to TwinCitiesLive.com. Big thanks to them for sponsoring Twin Cities Live. See, everybody poops. I was right.
That's true. No, don't go do that yet.
No,
don't do it now.
just
There's
wait.
more Twin Cities Live after the break.